So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Showtime with Africaba, and this is the Worcester Show. Like you know, every Saturday morning and Fridays evening, we sit down and then we talk about our relationships in Worcester, our life in Worcester, what we can do to better our situation here, to make our city, our town, a better place for all of us. Don't go nowhere. Right after this commercial break, we'll get into our show. Stay tuned. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And tonight, like I said, we're just going to go straight into our topic for tonight. Talk a little bit about ourselves, a little bit about our community, and our way forward. Like you always know, I have Worcester's finest, Auntie Aso Sika. Yes. You are welcome on this show.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you once again for inviting me. Yeah. Thank you for allowing me.
Yeah.
And thank you for the welcoming.
You know, I know the weather is changing pretty quick. I thought at a point you were not going to make it, you know, but I'm glad you did.
But the weather today is nicer than it has been the whole week, though.
Really, yeah, you're right. You're right about that, And let's talk a little bit about how you're looking today.
Oh, boy.
I see that your makeup is on point.
Yes.
You know, because of my graphic designing background, there's something that I noticed today on your makeup. I don't know whether the
different.
Makeup is a little bit different, and also I didn't know how you call it. Is it your eyeshadow or whatever it is? It's matching with the purple in your thing.
I think you should talk to Miss Pam.
Okay.
That's my makeup.
Pam in Worcester, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
She's the best.
She's on point.
She's on point.
I've done some few weddings with her.
Yeah.
And
she saw what I was wearing, and she did it. I usually, when I go to her, I don't tell her what to do.
Yeah. She'll look at you and then she'll just go straight into it.
So I really appreciate her. So Miss Pam, love you. Keep it going. Hey
Pam, there's one thing that everybody says about you. You know, few weddings that I've done that you were there. They say you don't mess around with your time.
No.
Keep it up. And your appointments and everything, everybody's saying that you don't mess around with her. So
she's firm.
Yeah.
Precise.
Yeah. And great. Well, Auntie, so let's go. Tonight, I want us to talk about something. If we leave here safely, and this week in Worcester, we are in town and we are walking safely, then I think God really, really loves us.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody is talking about few things in marriages, like we always hear, and then we bring it here. We try to find solutions, and then and conclude it most of the time with things that probably, if we could do in our homes, it will help. And there are two of them that I want us to start with. The first one is going to be money in our marriage homes.
Okay.
The man is working, making some money. The wife is working, making some money. Savings, projects, especially because of where we are coming from, the background that we have. You know, people want to do stuff home. They want to support home and that kind of thing. Money issue is tearing their marriage apart. If you could hear this side and that side, for example, this person is feeling that her money is her money, and this person thinks his money is his money. How would you advise them? And what would you say to them? Let's start first. Since you're a woman, let's start from the woman's point.
Okay, thank you once again, Andrew. And Mechia, the whole world, because it's not only Worcester watching.
Exactly.
Mechia will be baby, I will be Timinka, and where you're listening this program from. Andrew, remember last week when we were talking about money, we didn't really go in depth. But I remember Ray saying something, 1 + 1 according to
God.
To God.
He said to God,
it's
right?
one.
It's one, yeah.
Mostly no say bema nya dia odema na busuya. But oba de ye se ukofa ukwaware a wo de ba fie. So it's not for you both.
So no bema ebusuya na wo kan ye ni immediate family. Who purchase like unknown ni yiri ni ma ana you talking
about unknown yiri ni ma, but at the same time, you know, we always, let me come to your question. I don't want to go away from your question. But the reason I brought 1+1 because you said, obi obana say eye misika and beman say eye misika. The moment we do me, we become self-centered.
True.
And then we
True.
become selfish.
Yeah.
And say yes, selfish and so am I into me nyang kabum. And then when we are not doing things accordingly in one, then no, we grow apart. And you know, I will advise a woman, depending on where you're coming from. You see, I always bring where we are coming from.
Yeah, you always say that.
Because it a big impact ewa ya brabom. Nti ebi a oba no ono da bia no hu ne say, last week I said it and I'll say it again. Hu ne say da bia no ne papa bi ana say a man figure in growing up no or authoritative way.
Yeah.
Nti money was never given or seen in a way ohuno
right.
Quantum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nti oye adwuma na onya independence say.
Right.
Metimi be a bank account. First of all, how many women had bank accounts in Ghana before we came here? Into when you're a bank account, Bema so one idea, and as into acquire say it's me no will come in. But when we are joined in one, you bet me in one bank account, which me personally, I don't believe in joint accounts.
Okay.
I believe in me.
Your account.
My account.
Okay. And then,
however,
and then
mine account, I can use mine account to take care of everything.
Okay.
But I just want to feel good having mine account.
Okay.
Some women don't believe in that. They believe, say, okay, so this can all boy with you and paying, helping pay the bills. Why have a separate account?
Yeah.
But we are different, like I said.
Yeah.
I might feel like if I have mine account and I see my independence.
Yeah.
If I go to the bank and I see like I work, the money is in my account, I feel some kind of happy.
Okay. You want to feel your money.
Yes.
But before you continue, so let me ask this. So you were talking. Let's talk about you now.
Yes.
So for you prefer having your own account.
Yes.
Okay. Which means you have no problem if your husband is also going to keep his own account.
Yes. We all need to have our independence.
Okay.
If you want us to have a joint account, I still want my account.
Okay.
I always want to see a different account that have my name.
Okay.
Me is important to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, that's how I want it.
Well, so I've heard it from some people. They're saying that from their homes, right? Some people have like 3 accounts. One is like one as joint for both of them. The other one is like maybe if the woman has his own, personal account, and then the man also has personal account. Do you think that will help a lot, or do you think going solo is the best way?
It depends, like I said, where they are coming from.
Right.
If there is some kind of misunderstanding when it comes to the bills being paid in the house, also how one is managing the money, their finances, if there is some kind of hidden truth somewhere. Some people, even though they might show you their bank account, there might be something they are hiding. So some women will act some way due to what you have shown them.
Okay.
So for instance, a guy or a husband.
Right.
And most or some, I should say some, not most.
Yeah.
So some of the men that wants to take control of the woman's finances, some of them are mainly the men that brings their woman from back home. Okay.
So you're thinking that most of the guys who have been doing that are the ones that usually some of them are the ones that brought the women here. You know. Okay.
So they think I brought you here.
So
I have control over you.
They feel like they should have control over.
And so your money should be my money.
And everything.
I spend bringing you here.
Okay.
But we always have to remember, we are couple. If you didn't need me as a woman, you wouldn't spend bringing me all the way here to join you.
Okay.
You see the benefit of me.
Yeah. And
Why am I important? The
Right.
value of me as a woman.
Okay.
That's why you decided me as a wife should join you.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So I asked a question and then we came here,
Yes.
and I want to go back to that question. So now, when we're talking right now, I feel two things right now. It's either they will keep their money individually.
Yes.
Or they might probably, which I think these are the two systems that I see more, or I hear people talking about. They say, oh, okay, there were 3 accounts. Maybe the misika no be share hanmo na bakunako joint accounts. Na beman so I the same thing. Now my thing is that I could tell how they will be using the money. The only problem that I have right now is if we have it individually, how do we pay the bills? Because I think the main reason why we are doing this show today is I think when it comes to the bill payment, when it comes to building something back home, that's where most of the time we have issues. So if you have yours and he has his, how do we do this? I mean,
It's
I don't
tough.
know. Yeah, how do we
And I'm
do it?
sure
Yeah.
many encounter problems
Right.
having separate accounts.
Yeah.
What I see with the joint account is so mmienu nyinaa abi account back one. The best way no say okay, the bills in the house, let's say is $3,000 or 10 a month. So you bring 5, I bring 5, and we put in that account.
Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't work that way. One will have higher income,
Yeah.
and one will not have, will have lower. So in that case, it's an agreeable that I will bring maybe 60% and you will bring 40% every month in that joint account.
Joint account, yeah.
In this case, we're having separate account. And the separate account, where did that start? Maybe it's the foundation of their marriage where, like I'm telling you, I want to see my account. So
you want to see your money?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So if I see the bills in the house, it's communication. We communicate.
Yeah.
We are open to each other.
Okay.
We don't hide. So every month we know this apartment, this house we have, whatever we live here, our car, everything, our electric, our gas,
insurance and everything.
Insurance. This is the amount we owe every month, including the kids, if we have any.
Yeah.
And then you also mentioned back home.
Yeah.
We have families that
you want to support.
People are dependent on us. Maybe our parents, both of us, have our parents back home. So we have to bring our finances
together,
calculate it, communicate. But there's some household, this communication doesn't happen. We tend to assume that, oh, this will be paid by him. Just because since we started this relationship, he's the one paying the mortgage or the rent.
Right.
You as a woman is not asking.
Yeah.
And also because of our background, we tend to say men are the heads of the family, so they contribute or they pay or they take care of us. Some women have the impression or go to marriages due to the fact that a man has to take care of them. And these are the reasons we have money issues in this country.
Yeah.
So if you have joint account or if you don't have joint account, we are going to the not having a joint account.
Exactly, not having a joint account.
So the single, like me, I don't have a joint account. I never had it.
Right.
But I was able to manage my home, or we were able to manage the home without any financial problem. Maybe if it's somebody else, they will have a problem because one might say, hey, maybe I'm paying too much or he's paying too much. But the moment you understand each other, you know where you are heading towards. So that is when you have you have a reason not to complain.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you have...
I understand your point, and I'm not cutting you, but don't you think, or what do you think? Because I feel like having separate accounts, and then maybe when it's time to pay bills, or maybe something about the kids, or maybe we're doing a project back home and stuff like that, then we have to communicate about it and then bring money together and do it. Don't you think it would be... it wouldn't fly
Well-
well. Because the reason I'm saying that is that's where sometimes, see, to me, that's how I feel. I feel like, so because we have like our separate accounts, right? I know that this month we have these and that to do. However, maybe something pop up on the, kids project or something pop up, and then you also know how much your man makes. I also know how much you make, but you're expecting some money. Say something pop up and say, hey man, can we add more money to do this? Don't you think we will always be having like communication issues about money? You think it will bring peace in the house? I don't know.
Sometimes it brings peace. Sometimes it worsens it.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Right.
Other relationships where they have joint accounts, and it's better they didn't, because they put the money in, but then you see, when we do direct deposit, sometimes we have the joint account and the money will go in direct.
Exactly.
But then we have our separate ones where the monies also are separated and put in our individual account.
Probably maybe so you put some percentage in your personal one and the percentage in the
other one.
Yeah.
Ideally,
the
best way would be having a joint account, communicating about it and saying, hey, this is the percentage every month you bring in. This is also what I bring in, and this is the household, finances, and this is how we're gonna make sure we cover them.
Okay.
But because we don't communicate, because in some relationship there's no trust, and also we talk about respect. We don't have respect for each other. We do anything anyhow, and we don't bring all this into consideration.
You spoke about two things right now. So, trust and respect.
Yes.
Last week, we spoke we spoke more about respect. Trust. Why do you think, if we've agreed on putting a percentage of my paycheck and your paycheck into one account, that's a joint account, where does the trust come from? Because now, before we went into that agreement, you know, or you knew already how much I'm being paid. You know how much I'm bringing home. I know how much. So where is the trust right now? Well, are you saying the trust that maybe the man is taking some money that,
or the woman is taking some money?
So is that the kind of trust you're saying, or you're talking of a trust that maybe from initial stages, one of them is not opening up the full percentage? Where is the trust issue here?
It could be both.
Okay.
That's what I said. The foundation of the marriage will determine if you can have a joint account to begin with. And sometimes it doesn't even matter. You trust each other. That's why you're together in the first place. Nanso so no, a bedroom rebi no, nipa sisa. Nti, you might realize, say, the person I know or I knew is different when it came to, say, yaba brucheha, and then we are both working. And like I said earlier, some of the men or some women, once they are the one that sponsored you or brought you from back home, the mindset is, "Mena medewa benti, you owe me."
So the vice versa. I think a lot of people see that men brings the women here.
Yes.
So, but we're talking of like, when a woman also bring a man here, does he also,
Yes.
It happens like that?
Yes. Some
that
women,
the woman want to know,
yes,
want to have like total control.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially, if the woman has been here for long, the man is in Ghana, she know the system, she's in control. And we have to remind ourselves, the system here also favors us as women. So once you're a man that you are brought by your woman, some of the women take advantage of the men. That they will have no control because they tell you what to do, when it comes to the money. You're talking about trust. So the foundation of the marriage, we trust each other. We are together. We are here. So let's stay that way. But when it came to the money, when we put the money together, no, I feel drew baby, no, I said, "Nukredie bi,
hold on over there. Viewers, we'll be right back. Auntie Aso is going to tell us, baby, a trust issue, no. no krena en sisisuno. She's going to tell us her point of view. We'll be right back. From what you are saying right now, because sometimes yeah joint accounts no. Now if you one way or the other no, obane who say bema no sisa kakra, and now bema no so who say obano sisa kakra. Could you give me probably like maybe 2 things that you think, since I'm just doing this show with you today, that you think bema no yeah 2? I'm not saying it's your example, but I'm saying that maybe what you've heard, what you've experienced or something. Could you give us just 2 things that you think mema no yeah in the concerning the trust, it need lead, it can drive into the marriage, falling apart.
And your mommy, you know, two things I see say a mema no, for what I've heard with experience, that they break the trust concerning money, or finance.
An example of the breaking of the trust.
They cheat
with the money.
With the money.
How can they cheat with the money?
Because cheating, no, so why more best kakra? You still have to dress up to impress the person.
But
so you are using the money that we have a joint account, or sometimes, even if it's your own money, you are spending it outside our marriage. I say, one day it catch up to you.
But say your joint account and I'm accounts, no. Definitely something will tell me that you question. I'm sure maybe you might not question the first time or the second time.
That's why I'm saying, when the man takes you for granted and do not give you respect as a woman, these are the things you're going to see. Because of course, no, do free Ghana.
Yeah.
And I said, baby, I will be an no, do abba. So I no balance be to me, but I'm staying with the men. You asked me a men question.
Yeah.
It's be a joint account, Munina mudi scanner gum, be or no crony be wa baby. This is the account both of you has.
Okay.
It's or come no ko scanner question now. Becca say, even though a joint account, I am in control as a man. It's a honor and a trust, ya break it. A honor disrespect.
Okay.
A honor we are not communicating because communication gap I break it. And then this is the reason I see a woman will say no, I will not allow this.
So this can bring back and forth,
and it breaks relationships.
Yeah, okay. So that's one. Maybe he went into the account and he's taking the money. But do you think, again, so let's put in a little bit of communication. Do you think maybe when a woman realizes that the man is going into the account and not informing her, there should be a way that maybe the woman could approach this issue?
There should be a way.
Okay.
That is communication.
Okay.
We should sit.
Okay.
It shouldn't be something that you go aggressive. There might be a reason. Maybe emergency happens, something. But you see, when it happens every month, when it happens every week, and you overlooked, the person might think you really don't care, so they'll keep on doing it.
Or maybe you don't know what is going on.
You don't know.
When the woman realizes that the money is, let's use the word vanishing.
Yes.
And it's happening, rampantly. What's the best way that the woman has to approach this? Okay.
We have to sit down. When I say sit down, it doesn't mean, me and you sitting down here. Or it means we have to find a day that our finances,
we're going to sit down and talk about finances.
Yes.
Okay.
So a woman can approach this issue by first of all saying, hey, husband, or, can we find, I'm off today on a Saturday, or I'm off this Sunday. Are you off? Or maybe you are off Monday. I'll be home in the morning. Is there any way we can sit down and go over our bills? Because I'm not seeing something right. Or you cannot say anything at all. To me, I can say, Ebia Monday me who say off. Me kwa juma ba. me ba me pese ye din komo. Because sometimes when you jump right away into finances, then there will be obey ready to give you an answer.
Especially so nim the audience.
Oh yeah. Then he'll be prepared to answer you where you won't even get anywhere. Until you can approach it that way. Or you can, once you find out, say, okwa account in him, what who say, and now her phone, so one who say there's something alert to be is giving you, this money was spent here or this money was taken now. You can, it's the tone. Until wait me, I can say, oh, ebia, me who say, me nya alert. Me mpese ebia me kase, edie na udis can ye, but I'm wondering, is there anything we can talk about? That can open up for us to talk about it.
Okay. So that's it. To me, I think every normal husband, if you approach them that way,
they'll be ready.
They'll be ready to talk. However, some men have an ego. So, like you're saying, you know, or no, will buy America. You don't even know how to go to the bank, go do this. And on one, will call and I'm be account and a more joint account. So for him, he feels like, so you sika, what rights do you have to? So let's say you put it this way, ask him, and then he jumped into it and said, like, what right do you have to ask me this? You know.
That is when I always say our background come in, the way we are raised, the way we talk, the way we behave, the way we respond. Ninyina play part in our relationship. And you know, I would prefer say we sit down and talk about no matter what a guy, you know, your husband will tell you. So no they were bad. No, so no okay, fine. Then find someone and bring somebody in there and say no. And so sometimes your problem back on say we don't want people to hear our problem.
Exactly,
and this is the reason we are getting hurt most of the time. Because you feel like say obi better no. There's a gossip around. Oh, I saw what to say. Oh, what friend me say me mrana ni kuna ko diska bi wa account no. Oh, be ma no or musica no or the etotonium. And you are still in the marriage. Until you are thinking say obi can marriage ho asema. You won't like it. And that's why we're not comfortable, you know, taking it out there, and we try to hold it in.
And then here you are, your man is not, you know,
it's not being, and it's not being truthful. The trust is broken based on the money. And when that happened, so you question and say, nipa ne up front with you. And my own trust in it. And then a lot of things come to your head. Thinking says the Canadian or the year, and then that's when the lies, because now you are not believing it, you are not accepting it, because once we're breaking that, you know, it's hard to gain it except they prove it.
If it were to be you, how many times would you approach this situation? Maybe you asked the first time, the guy's ego is up, so he kind of like brush it up. He didn't want to talk about it. He got mad. Probably maybe, you know, some men will even walk away from the house or something like that for some time. Because like we're saying, America, we all here for better life, you know, and for the better life, that's why we want to work hard. And if we work hard and we want to see your money, and if your money is there and the money is vanishing, obviously, you have the right to speak. The same thing, the man and then the woman. But I'm saying that you approach this the first time. The man is not really barging in well to talk about this. If it were to be you, what would you do the second time? Would you wait a second time, or maybe the first time you be on him hard?
I think as early as possible the first time you need to express, but mostly, you know, the first time you're in shock, sometimes you see it as, oh, also on and I say it hasn't happened in your relationship. Or maybe so no, this is who this person is from day one. So why are you shocked anyway? I cannot work so hard, wake up in the morning, go to work, and then the money you are misusing. So I'm done. Let's have our separate accounts.
Okay.
And then we'll bring the bills in.
Yeah.
You pay this, I'll pay this. This is the reason why we haven't most marriages breaking, most problem in our marriages, because once this one has to pay the bill assigned to them.
Yeah.
And no
that's
one
right.
cover, because sometimes they don't, because they are having these habits of
Yeah.
overspending or using the money outside the marriage.
Right.
They are not able to pay the bills.
Then we are losing. Then we are losing the touch of marriage now.
Yes.
Because now what happened is like you are doing, even though we are in the same house, you're doing your thing, he's doing his thing, and that kind of thing, and then we are losing the touch of that. Now, on the other side, let's flip it. So the man and the woman has the same joint account, but the woman is spending more. The man try to get into it, ask the woman questions about it, but woman is raising her voice and that kind of thing. Especially, I asked you the women, the men side for you to counter on that because you're a woman.
Yes.
Now I'm saying this. So because most of the time, because of where we are coming from, the background that we have, when a woman is blowing money from the joint account, some men find it difficult to speak about it. Why? Because the Ghanaian, that's what I know. I don't know everything about it, all the African women. The Ghanaian woman, most of us, the way, we're brought up from where we're coming from, the woman will say, we a bema. It was say one to me shame. And she said, me do sika, why boniana. You know what I mean? You think that's the right part? So, because when it happened like that, because of, now I'm a man, so I can speak more about this. When it happened like that, because sometimes, bema no some pesa, you bet na se mo abontin say, I, maybe sans can also be a bema, and it's just, me nyama say bema. You know what I mean? You think it's the right thing to do?
Me, I don't see it this way, but some will argue and say it's the right way. Like I told you, Andrew, I personally am a very independent woman. I don't like a man taking care of me. I like me taking care of me. It's in a very hardly say, me ne oti as a man, maybe say to be mame or give me something. You, as a man, needs to be wise enough to say, hey, this is my wife, and I need to spend on her. But there are other women almost so growing up in a background. They see themselves to say, a man takes care of me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money I make. I might be making more income or more money, bringing more money home. I still want my man, my husband, to spend on me. It's the mind.
Yeah. I don't think we're not talking about the man not wanting to spend on you. I'm thinking.
No, I'm coming to where you asked me the question.
Right.
So this is a woman that will say, no matter what, she cannot all spend or entitled to it because what worry no. Ohun say ye baby a free bano. Who worry oba? Esa o sheno. Also oba no de bia onya ade wo ne ho a ye ka say ni kunu ya ade ni kunu na sheno mi kunu na to we ma me mi kunu na edime aba abrochire mi kunu na so this kind of a woman is a woman that will feel entitled, some of them, and will say you know what, it doesn't matter how much I'm making, as long as we have the joint account, that I have to spend it because you are the one that's supposed to. You are the man. You are the head of the house. Your job is to take care of me and the children.
Now, do you think say oba catch your bema because if your bema no air complaining say oba uko account no too much. Mpaboy bia obe to be. Lace bia obe free. Duku bia obe to be. Na bema air complaining. Na oba no hwe bema ni no catch and say, you know what, you got married to me. You are supposed to take care of me. Do you think it's the right thing? Because like I'm saying, these things are happening. You know what I mean?
It's happening, Andrew. Yeah. But always not forget, I will not stop saying it. We all have a reason for doing what we do. I might say it's wrong, but I don't understand that woman, where she's coming from, why she wants to spend, why she thinks, the man has no right to say, men tompa
and I will spend it too much.
Or spend it too much. Yeah. So in this case, I will not be the right person to tell you right now there's wrong and right in it. But we have to use our judgment and say, our arena team, where are we going? Who are we as a family? Do we believe in this? Say, sikane ba ɛsɛ me obano me to man to be and me to lazy me to mpaboa. Meanwhile the guy you don't have the right to buy. And I say you me nyina na ye beto no man no. Na you look good to go out. So what am I saying? And you know, I'm not gonna say somebody is wrong to do what they do. Nor am I gonna say somebody is right to do what they do. I would say, depending on the circumstances, we are all right in our own way. Some men are crying babies also. They cry. Every little thing, they're crying. Sometimes some women are even home not working. But advice out of them out. The intention, it even makes you, they help you make more money. They help with the house chores, the children, everything. So if they're spending the money, at least they're communicating with you and say, hey, every month I'm going to buy this. Why are you crying? You see? So we had to enjoy each other. One way or the other, another. Because you're enjoying me as a wife. I'm enjoying you as a husband. But if I'm making money and you're spending, in some way, baby, a free banner. That's not I don't want to say the right and the wrong.
But you see, I think that's where the problem is.
That's where the problem is.
Where the problem is because of baby a free air banner,
We see
when the woman is spending the man's money, even we have a joint account, right? And then you are blowing the money. You want to look like fly every time, okay? And then the man is complaining. The reflection is, oh yeah, that's what men are supposed to do. They are supposed to take care of their women, okay? But when we have a joint account, right, and the man is trying to do the opposite, it doesn't go well. And I think this is what is affecting our homes right now here, okay?
So we have to understand that we are not back home.
Okay.
We're here. And the system here, the transition, we need to adapt to it.
Yeah.
So men back home have a very big responsibility or huge. But here it's more accommodating. So we have to understand the system here. We have to help each other as married couples and not say right and wrong. Even though our culture, where we're coming from, is affecting us, expectations. As I say, and you may be why you say, and I dear back on so say you want to say, I had ya 6 weeks. If you are crying month, me or ban me jammy ba babysitting, me kwejuma. O bear man so kwejuma. And so we are working hard physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Right.
And see, if we don't understand each other and we make money and we make somebody authoritative more than the other person, our marriages will never work.
I got you. Viewers, we're going to take a quick break, very quick one, and we're going to come back. So viewers, we are back on Showtime with Africaba, and Asosika is, throwing things on me that I have no idea, but we're going to roll back into it. So Auntie Aso, like we were saying, okay, like you said, Bema BB with Sika, what the woman would like to know is know the details of it. My fan is say, Abia, Ukna one in Tihono, O si dang, Ghana. Ebia no mpesa obehu ono nso no obebisa no nso instead of him to go down and break things down for you, he's not doing that. That you know call Ghana no go surprise you.
No, I don't believe in surprise that way. I don't think that that's the intent. Say, oh, see that surprise me. I've not seen most Ghanaian men or most of our men or some of our men might do it, but the percentage might be probably 2% of say me see that surprise me. That I haven't heard much about it. Until say who see Diana sikana missing or accounts in him. First of all, no, it's missing. If I didn't ask, you wouldn't tell me. So that is not a surprise. But at the same time, no, I will question you. Say, okay, you're building a house. Fine, I want to believe it. Does this house have a paperwork? that shows say my name and your name are on, or our children's name are on, if that will give you a clue as to what you're telling me being truthful. Into the awode chireme no and asama woka no, it had to line up with an evidence. It is a woka wo surprise me scanner na wuyi ni nyina na wo pesa wo di sidan. Okay, what sidan e krebi kra we. Does the house have my name on? Does it have your name? Something.
But
to prove to me.
I've heard of situations too where they will kind of buy. So the man was like, yeah, it has your name, it's say. But still, the woman was still making big deal out of it because one can't change, it's still.
Oh, I think so one can't change. What breaks some trust, but what back to prove to it say it wasn't anything hidden under the shadow. After all, it's both our names, unless it's a lie. And now, no, you can't lie so much. You can go to the documents, find out if the name is really real.
Would you mind, baby, I see dine or like Ray said the other time, say, hey, we are Berman free, let's see Kumasi, or si free crew. Berman could see dine or only chrome honor.
That I will not agree.
You will not?
No.
But
I'd rather let us build the house in a neutral ground.
Okay.
So if you come from Kwao, I come from, Asantea. I will, if also Bawaria, most of Ghanaian culture, tradition, a man you 2 years for say, and I say in our arena cry, catch say, or ban wokono, una wokope bibia day, abefi, no matter what. Be man dear, our area come out, if our any goa. I'll prefer cross and come me or ban me chrome near Bessie Diner.
Now, also, we are somewhere we can, meaning, so, idea we are here, Cassiano, a sewer, a few people,
yes.
Which is, honestly speaking, is breaking hopes. So, they say, yeah, I could sit down here. Once can say, dying, so yam be sewer will crew. Means to cry, not make me I could sit down or maybe chrome honor. Over to cry on that sign, I mean, you have be cry with fear or honor. As I say, sit down here, I will say, you won't agree. Not then I will patch it. What do you want?
Pay me and take the house.
So, these things is what is really happening in our homes right now, and it's breaking homes.
Yes.
Right now.
Because first of all, what disrespect me? And then second, if you really want to honor me and build this house for me to be happy, you should have discussed it with me. You didn't. And then you wanted to surprise me. I get it. But then, no, what was seen was chrome. So that wasn't intent for me. So what am I say? So you are just making an excuse.
But say you see, Bema worry or bar, right? Only no air chrome. So worrying in their benefit. So is that's how that.
Oh, worry their benefit, but the Japadi be an obana de conifie.
Wow.
Yes.
I wish
and who worry me the me ko fee. Yet so no anything profitable. It comes to me. So the children are profitable, they are mine, according to me as an Asante woman. And who could sit down anywhere ukruma. That means I've lost.
Viewers, you are hearing an Ashanti woman. So, Auntie Aso, a day I could see that day. I can say mean to you, okay. How it's not going to be possible. What are you trying to say?
So I'm trying to say, to bring peace, we probably had to sell the house and build something that we both can agree in a different place. Most women or some women will agree with me. We will not both work so hard for you to go build the house in your town. Unless I agree or unless I really love that town and I don't mind.
But don't you think, sir, back and forth, and no say our worry?
And because we don't understand each other, we're not communicating the right way. You don't want to accept what I bring on the table, and I don't want to accept what you bring on the table. We need to compromise.
And there's a worry they will go because
most of us.
Because me ya yesi obi a person be sit down with the crew.
Okay. Into necessary dia.
Yeah.
And na ye de ya ho odin be ye adwuma pa. Who si bi o krom na me so me si bi o me krom. Is that how we want it?
No.
If you any cry yesi we krom no, are we going there to live there? Why don't we come together and communicate, sit down and see the future for us? What do we want? Can we invest here? Can we build here? There's a lot of things we can do here. We live here most of the time. It's nice. It's a pleasure to have a house back home.
So, if you're going to agree with me, you know, say, as some I can't say, Bema because Uncle Tony Fino, or Barnes say Uncle Tony Fino. Maybe we all went to Ghana, then we saw this property over there, and then you're like, no, you don't want it over there. Bema say on Tony Fino. So now, do you think that you're back to America? I worry, you be you.
A bit to me, I worry when we agree. Bema ne kase on ton, or Barnes say, okay, if one ton, I be a miss so, may ni. The reasons, or maybe I'll give a proposal. So one told you I will rent the house. No family member of yours, since it's in your hometown or since it's a ukrumodia. And you may ma wabusi and be antenem. You be rented dino.
But you know, these things that we're talking about, sometimes, most of the time, agreements in
no, because the trust is broken. Because I don't trust you anymore. Who could sit down or say me intention and say, oh, surprise me. Where you use can first of all, I'm a bow on the baby house, scaby and quay account. So right away, no, you are not proving to me, say your intentions are right. And see, when the trust breaks, no, the woman will also talk to someone in their family, or maybe speak to a friend, and the friend might say, or even not speak to a friend. She's wise enough to say, no, something is not right. By doing all that you're doing. You don't have right intention. You didn't speak to me about it. We didn't communicate. You did it in your hometown. You are not ready to let go, or you are not ready to, you know, to compromise for me, my ideas to be added to that house. So maybe that's when Obano super fan who I say. And you miss me start here SCB.
Before Obano be seen the let's flip the coin now.
Yes.
So this time, Obano is making more money. They have a joint account. Obano, because she's making more money, you know, Ophelia said, there was on your Mbwaniknu or any idea. Now she went ahead and then built a house in her hometown. The man is not aware of it. The man found out later on. Okay. Now, as someone who can say, Oba in the first scenario, you know, Obano can say, no, one yet. We and one country now, this case, when the man is saying this, right? Na Obano, meaning Ubianim say, in this scenario, the woman was making more money than the man. Na Bema no can say, a danya wako siwa hoi, one country me because if you're making more money, that's why you did this and that kind of thing. Do you think if the man could say, danya wako siwa ya mimpe into Abia, yen ton dino, name fan ye before. Do you think the woman is going to agree?
Like I said, this woman, first of all, a disrespecting man, no, by saying, say, I'm making more money and building. On country, but it's a sign.
Yeah.
Sometimes we read into non-verbal communication even more than verbal. And you know, what shows something to you, say, or no, making more money and our power in the financial area in this marriage. And you know, wakosi dying, one can't show. That's also a broken trust. And you know, it's like the man. So a relationship, you know, like I said earlier, you know, what is wrong and what is right. Sometimes you know, we see it clearly. Between me and you, we know what is wrong. And between me and you, we know what is right. So can we do it to bring peace? Can we bring those right, we say, to make it better in this relationship?
These two scenarios, it's all because of money.
Yes.
Okay. In some way, in ACC, do you think, say, in some way, better me see, for it to be resolved so that it would not lead into marriage falling apart? Can it be done?
It can be done.
How can it be done?
In an early stage of our marriage. It's how we build. You
are not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. Now we all came from Ghana right now. Heat, it was plain and idea.
So sell the house.
Bearman peso beton if you and now or ban peso beton if you. In fact, ye casa CCA, a bit that obi table so CCA.
Why don't you compensate each other?
How can you compensate?
It's understanding. It's communication. That's why I said you need to understand each other. So you the before you the emotions react to say bema na ko sit down when you chrome or ba na ko sit down when you chrome wakuma obuafu and you want to react, you project. Say meye ni bibi. Leaving the marriage will not solve Emma a dino a problem unsolvable, right?
Leaving the marriage and what happens?
You go to another one.
Yeah, no, the bear man can say, okay, we can't on like on Bumi, you know what I mean, on TMSM, you know the same thing the woman can say, the same thing to the man. And you know, can say, hey, your person but I'm just saying, say, asem way that way. I sit down, make I feel say the trust is not there and stuff like that. Shoes are dying back na yakosino. Me feel say one can no Korean me. Two, wakosi wa krum. You know, I'm feeling like I'm nobody, you know, because
disrespect.
That kind of thing, you know, because if you sit down, I would discuss no ma, would brother be there, yeah. Mean transfer no be that, you know, that kind of thing. Same way, what can we do? Say, same way that table so say this shouldn't lead us to break the marriage.
It shouldn't, but it is. Because, like you said, also a newma bebre na a contributed to this dino. You're disrespectful. And also happen, you know, you the woman is also disrespecting by not listening. Even sometimes you go as far as not even communicating anymore in the house. It becomes broken. We don't talk to each other anymore. Maybe the woman is the one that cooks. She stopped cooking because she said, hey, what could sit down? You see, we take things as little things, but it's not that little. You take things as not a big deal, but it is a big deal. It's a new man getting kitibi or ya junior say, oh, what Barney who say me sit down no, ni din was so, but it will me crum, me per me crum for who say, me na me kwa bruchri by na ma be sit down. You see, those are the things, the reasons we do things like this. But and also affecting me because miss me when they say, I don't like it that way.
Yeah.
Now you're communicating it, you're breaking trust. What disrespecting me? It's a big thing. Obi had disrespect. A big thing. Obi also had disrespect.
Yeah, big deal, man.
It's not a big deal. Okay, sorry, I'll be okay. But Obi also very hard to let go. That's all emotions. Meanwhile, we're talking about the woman's side also. And also when they say, or making money. Until so no consider one country, which I'm saying is that I don't want to use the word wrong or right, depending on what the situation is. But a woman, me say me a woman, you know, me yes kana makosi dina man country bema me neneti was say makosi dina. Okay, my disrespect no. But the young thinking enko deep so shadi bi wa Andrew. Why would a guy or why would a woman, let me say a woman, why would a guy or a woman wake up one day and decide say okwako sit down and now okoto asase or ye bibi na on country na yere? There might be a reason.
Mati, Sisiano, asema ye kan. Why no? They mean to mean.
Yes.
But I want us to look at it say isi ewi. Wo nua ba kitu ebi. And or was a situation with you. She came to you. Or see what the husband is putting on the table is, you know what, I'm not happy with that. So let's sell that place and maybe use the money to acquire another building somewhere safe. Or either than that, you go your way, I go my way. What would you tell your sister, your younger sister?
I would tell my younger sister, I don't know, or no ni preference. And I mean, ni shoes more in that marriage. It means me in country and say, because of a dino, on level. Maybe through a dino, a breaking is so much to say. You see, our feelings and everything, no, it's only happiness or marriage anymore. I cannot force her to stay in that marriage, but advise her and encourage her. Say, well, after all, Udin was so. If anything, you can still be part of that house. You can still have a say because Udin was so there. Ube to me, they are court and now bet me I can say yenton dying. So what you say? But Bearman is a chinchina and Toma. That means a Bearman and Quendin and Washington or Casa. The man cannot boldly say, me my yenton. Meanwhile, both of your names are on. It's on to me can't share my sister and say, yenton. No, there's no power in say one have power, one doesn't.
And to Bearman can say on my yenton.
Oh, no, on to me in Casa because you mean you didn't also.
But
why can't you find a lawyer and we sell the house?
Okay.
Yes.
So pretty much, if I could listen to what you're, if
that can save the marriage, unless they don't want to stay together.
But the thing is, it looks like from what you're saying right now, it looks like you are saying that what the woman is saying should be done that way.
Of course, because you broke my trust, you disrespected me. So this time, I want to bring my proposal and say, okay, with all that you did and build that house, well, I appreciate it. My name is on.
It is a Bearman say on to me en tongue on pesa en tongue fina.
I know they own to me in Casa as long as what me dia Bearman.
But so we need their warrior giant
yes. Unless they don't want to stay together.
So on pinia. We catch when we and say on in Jayana.
Semini and person Jaya manager.
Okay. So in this case, I believe say if it's the other way round now.
Sana me nua Bearman so and no de beto manim say na yire ese o make more income. Inti no wakosi dan wa mo na mane and then osi okay ene me hu ye and what disrespect me. Why then what break it trust for me to accept this and stay in this relationship. I want us to sell the house and use the money for something else for both of us. So I can be settled. And the woman said, no, I'm making more money. I'll say to my brother, okay, and I also for lawyer. And then because Udin was so bani do Udin bemo. Until let's fight for say umobeton. And the woman said, no, I will not unless any sadia yeja warrior. I will tell my brother, yes, then leave. If that will make the woman happy, if that will make you happy.
Yeah.
Unless you want to stay and let it be, then let it be. But don't complain.
Yeah. They worried they be jai how. Anyway.
Baby jai that na just say they are in like ghosts and they are just enduring whatever they are in because they don't want the society also to put a stigma on them and say we were jai and I say we only kunu jai because ni kunu say.
We'll come back on this, but I will pick another section of what Sika money is costing. I would like you to look into this camera and then tell people, couples, if we are working and we have either we have a joint account or we have separate account, things that we shouldn't do. Because if we continue doing that, then our marriage is going to go down the drain. Give them just two things.
Okay. I will tell all couples, if any, is still alive, like you said, there are a lot of homes. But seriously, me catch will be a wadim. Say, let's be honest with each other. And your ma, our dear, at this 21st century, ne sika. Na sika no so no se ni kredie bemwa. We can move forward. If we are honest with each other, if we understand each other, it will help us. Ne mom no maye mfa ne o mensie. E maye ntwetwetwa ye hontro. We shouldn't lie. Lying and we shouldn't hide like a house built in Ghana. But rather we should come together and invest our money in this country because we are here. We are not back home. And we should also focus on our children if we have any. I love you all.
Auntie Aso, we thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We like this. We will do more of this. Viewers, same time, same place. You are watching Showtime with